Look at that pile of parts right there. That goes in the old 351 Windsor. We're going to start putting it together in just a minute. Okay, first things first, I'll clean out all these saddles. I already popped the bearings out and dry them off real good. You don't want any oil in between here and here. Give you some really bad clearance issues. I just like to wipe this stuff down, especially when I'm reusing bearings, which these bearings are fine. I don't know how many of you guys watched when I tore this engine down, but it's a pretty good engine. It just, when they put the pistons in it, they goofed up some of the rings on it. So we got a new set of rings, which are a really thin ring pack. I can see how easy it was for them to definitely gouge those up, unfortunately. Slide those in. Got the tang here, tang on the bearing. Roll them dudes in there. Same trip here for the thrust bearing. Nice and even. Slide that guy in there. I'm gonna take, this is a Permatex product, engine assembly lube. Just gonna put a little dab in each one. Don't need much. Just a pre-lube. Oops. Just take my finger and give it a smear. It's really sticky. It's like really thick honey stuff. Just pre-lube it. Rear seal also, just to be safe. I'll lift this big old honking crankshaft in here. Yeah. Sucker's heavy. So very carefully. I wiped that off ahead of time also. So got that in there. Make sure all the caps go on, it's clean and doesn't have any oil in it. This is the 351 Windsor stroker crank. It's a 3.85 inch stroke. So this is like a, I think they're 393s when they have this stroke in them, if I remember right. So she ought to be she ought to make some good torque. So start at the main. Put some grease on it. Same thing, grease up the bearing good. A little pre-lubage. Set that puppy on there. Get the seal back where it goes. There we go. Start them just a little bit there. The nice thing about these is they're numbered and they have an arrow pointing toward the front. I mean, the main's obvious, it'll only go on one way, but the rest of the capsule, rear main I should say, just give that a good smear. Number 4, arrow toward the front. Start these a little bit. Number 3, which is also your thrust bearing main. Same stuff. Make sure it's pointing the right direction. See how sticky that stuff is? It's really good. And number 2. kind of chilly out tonight. It's about 20 degrees Fahrenheit. I had to turn the heaters off because they're make a lot of noise in the background. But it's all good. Okay. Let me do this one. I'm hoping you guys are seeing what I'm doing here. Yeah. There we go. Can get quite messy, but it's definitely well needed. Alright, got all the mains down. So next you got to everybody's just started, not crazy. And then take my brass hammer, wherever it disappeared to. I got this old brass hammer. Just make sure you give them a little tap so they're flush. If you don't do that, you'll torque it down, and either the torque will be wrong, but even worse, you'll break the main cap. We had that happen on a Chevy engine once. We learned the hard way. Just a little tap till it's solid. Roll the crank. I don't hit the crank. Look like they're down. Sound pretty solid. So now, get the old speed wrench out. 9/16. I always go center out, which I think is what everybody recommends. I'm just snugging these down before we torque them. Kind of just go in a clockwise pattern. So I'm just running them down snug. Okay, so the torque on this is 95 to 105. I'm just going to torque them at 100. I'm going to do it. I like doing it in 2 steps, so I'm going to go 70 and then 100. It kind of gives everything time to relax and get good and seated in. 70. Yeah, this sucker might want to move on us. Whoops, be careful doing that. Better angle the dangle there. Give it a little whirl, make sure no binding. It's just that thick grease, it's like, ugh. Alright. Now we go up to a hundo. This one you gotta have grip. Oops. No wonder I've had 3 hernias. Workout for an old man. Spin, everything's good and free. Crank is officially reinstalled. All right. Loosen this torque wrench back up. And I'm gonna get a piston out and put the rings on it. I'll get the crank in it tonight, and I think tomorrow night is when we'll do the, I think I'm just gonna go live and put the pistons in it. That way we got something to do tomorrow night. Get ready for Thanksgiving.